If you want to see how I went from this to this, stay tuned. Hey guys, it's your girl KC. Welcome back, welcome back. Now today I'm going to show you guys how I got this cute half up, half down ponytail style. It is so cute, guys. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what is wrong with you? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's get into it. Now right now I'm just parting my hair in the middle of my head from ear to ear. And it's a little harder than it looks. So sometimes it is helpful to put a part in the middle of your head from front to back and then part from ear to ear. And that kind of helps you create an even part. And it does help to have a pointy comb as well. Just helps and makes the parting so much easier. So here's my final part. As you can see, it's not completely perfect, but guess what? It will do. The ponytail will hang down and you won't see any imperfections once I style my hair. Now the back of my head, I'm just gonna braid my hair in cornrows going down. And the cornrows don't have to be super small because you will have half a head of weave and a ponytail to cover it. So you really won't see it. Even if you really want to wear your hair like straight, you won't see the braids. So I would say braid your hair in medium-sized cornrows and braid them down. I don't think side to side would be effective anyways. And also, I don't know about you, but I can't braid my hair from side to side. I can only braid down. If you can, kudos to you. And guys, you do not have to worry about your parts being super straight. As long as they hear you're braiding, you detangled it, you'll be perfectly fine. No one's going to see it. When I do my own weaves or when I'm doing this hairstyle, I could care less if the parts that are going to be like sewn over aren't straight. It's okay. Just make sure your hair is detangled. So when you take out the style, you're not like pulling your hair out and, you know, creating a bunch of knots when you're taking it out. So detangle it, part, braid, and who cares if it's crooked, honey. And the facial expressions I make here are hilarious. I'm not really looking at the camera. I think I was just like watching something as I was doing my hair. So please don't mind my facial expressions. And I love biting on my Invisalign trays in my mouth. So that's why you see me biting and clenching my jaw so much. So here are like 4 braids. And like I said, my parts aren't straight. Some of the braids aren't perfect. But guess what? Nobody cares. You're not going to be able to see it at all. So don't be hard on yourself, ladies. Just braid the back of your hair and do the best you can. Now I braided all of my braids and then I gathered the braids at the bottom and sewn them to my cornrows. I didn't record that process, but hopefully you guys understand what I did. And now I'm just going to take this hair weaving net and sew that to the braids in the back. Now this hair weaving net just helps when you're sewing hair and you don't have anything to grab on in between braids. You can kind of sew it to the net itself and it helps make your weaves and anything you sew more secure on your head. So I do recommend a tight knit sewing weave net for this hairstyle, and you just sew it to the back of your head and cut off the excess. Someone's always interrupting when you're in the middle of doing your hair, right, ladies? All right, so I went ahead and I sewed the weaving net onto my head and I cut the rest off. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was doing a little happy dance. And I began sewing the hair, guys, onto my head. Now, since I'm not having any leave out, I sewed it in like a U shape so that the side of my hair that'll be left out in the back, you won't see the tracks on the side. That's what I saw in other tutorials on how to do this hairstyle, is that if you don't want to have any leave out, you have to sew it into a U shape. Now I sewed more hair, and this side, it looks pretty good. Like, you can't see the braid underneath. This side, it needs a little bit more work. I might even just sew a track on the side to cover it. But hey guys, I'm learning as I do it, and hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. But this is how it looks so far. Now I went ahead and sewed even more tracks. Now I know it looks fanned out, but once you curl it, it will look perfectly fine, and that hair on the side of your head will kind of like lay towards your front, which I want. So it will be okay. And I also sewed just a little bit more net at the top because I've realized I cut too much of it off, and I'll just cut the excess off at the end. Alright guys, so I've sewed most of it, and as you can see, there's just like a little U section that I need to put more hair in. But for the most part, the hair is sewn. Now this part, I can just go in and fill in the tracks, and the ponytail will cover. Now I might put another track right there just to cover the braid. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about that when I'm all done. Alright, so I put a track there, and to be completely honest, I didn't fully fill in the spot that I showed you guys. I kind of got a little lazy with it, and I said, alright, let me get to this ponytail. It's getting a little late, and I'll go back and fill the spot in myself. So I just put a track at the top, but I definitely will go back and fill this spot in. I just want to get to the ponytail, the good part. You know what I mean? Alright, it's ponytail time. It's ponytail time. Woo, woo, woo. It's ponytail time. Now, I'm a little nervous about this part because in the weaving section in the back, you can, you know, mess it up. But the ponytail, it has to be perfect. So I'm just positioning where I want my ponytail to stay. And I will be using this olive oil edge control and laying down my edges. I'm not a big fan of like hard gels, although it makes your hair stay in place. I feel like they just take your edges out. Ladies, does anyone else have that issue? I'd rather use like an edge control or some moisturizer or leave-in conditioner rather on my edges than like put in like a gel that just dries super hard. So I just got a toothbrush and I'm just laying my baby hairs down, trying to see how I want it to look. Now I do have a rather big forehead, so I do like a lot of baby hairs when I put my hair up into a ponytail. You know, it just makes your forehead just look a little smaller. I know I'm not the only girl with this issue. So I do like 2 swoops on the side, 1 swoop at the top, and 2 swoops on the right. That works for me. But if you don't like that, or if you have a low hairline, you can choose and have absolutely no baby hairs. It's all up to you, ladies. It's all up to whatever you prefer. Now I went ahead and used the comb to swoop the baby hairs because I don't know if you noticed, but if you use a brush or a toothbrush with edge control, sometimes you get these little wrinkles in your hair, and really that's just your skin kind of wrinkling up underneath the edge control because it's kind of like pulling your skin. I don't know if this makes sense, but I know someone will definitely understand me when I say that. But when you go over it with a comb, it kind of loosens your skin, so your skin's not like wrinkly underneath your edges. So now sometimes some edge controls or gels can make your natural hair wavy, but for the most part, edge controls shouldn't be making your hair wavy. It should be making it nice and straight. And like I said, sometimes the skin underneath can get a little wrinkly because the edge control is kind of like pulling it. But when you go over it with the comb, it should be good. Now I'm just examining how my edges look. And this is how my edges look right now. Now I know they're not super perfect. But once I put a scarf on them and go to sleep, honey, they gonna be set. But you definitely want to style your edges in your hair before you swoop it up into a ponytail, because once it's in a ponytail and you add the weave to it, a lot of your hair you're not going to be able to get out of the ponytail. So definitely style your edges or do any fancy little style you want to do before you do your ponytail. Now I got some braiding here to add to my ponytail. Although I have a good amount of hair in my ponytail, I didn't want the hair to just be pulling on my hair. I wanted to add an extra layer to my own hair so that the ponytail wouldn't be pulling on my natural hair, if that makes sense, guys. So I went ahead and just added a little bit of hair to my ponytail. I just put it under the scrunchie and then braided it into my ponytail. Now I'm just adding a little more conditioner on my hair, you know. I want to keep my hair moisturized while it's in this style. I still want it to grow. And then with the extra hair, I just braided it up into a ponytail. Now, after doing this style, I did realize that my braid was a bit long because my natural hair is a bit long. So next time if I did this style, I would perhaps maybe tuck my braid in and make this braid a little bit shorter, because the longer your braid is, the more weave you have to add to your ponytail. And since you have a half ponytail hairstyle and most of your hair is hanging out in the back, you don't really need a full ponytail. So the shorter the ponytail is, or the shorter the braid is that's going to hold your ponytail, the better it will be. The less hair it will be and the less heavier it will be on your head. So if you have super long hair, definitely like fold it under and try to create like a small braid for your ponytail, because the longer your braid is, the more hair you're going to have to add to the ponytail. So I just went ahead and put a rubber band on my ponytail and then cut the excess hair off. Now I'm adding a glue protectant to my hair. I don't want the glue that I'm about to add to my ponytail to get on my hair and break it off. No, we do not need that. And I'm also going to wrap my hair with the black hair wrap just to give an extra layer of protection for my hair. And I added a second scrunchie rubber band rather, to the tip of my head, just to ensure that the last one on the tip doesn't fall off, you know, when I add the weave to it. I want this hairstyle to last as long as possible. So now I'm just taking the black hair wrap paper and just wrapping it around. Since I put that glue protectant on it, it just sticks to the ponytail, or the braid rather. And I start at the root and I just work my way on up. It looks like a horn's just sticking on the top of my head. That looks so crazy. Now I realized a bit of the scrunchie was sticking out at the bottom, so I just went ahead and added a little bit more to the root of my ponytail. And I kind of just use the glue protector as an adhesive. I can't even talk. An adhesive to make the black wrap stick. And then I just added a little bit more to the tip of my hair, or my ponytail rather. And then I was done. Now here's the fun part. Now I'm going to add the weave to the tip of my braid, and I just basically tried to put glue onto the hair and wrap it around the braid, but I found out later that it's easier to put glue on the braid and then wrap your hair around it. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So basically what you do is you take the weave and you just wrap it in circles around your braid till you get to the top of it where the scrunchie is. Now this creates the illusion of a nice, long, beautiful ponytail. And I got glue that dries pretty quickly, but just to expedite the process, I would use my blow dryer just to hurry up and dry the glue. Now here I found it just was more easier to add the glue to the braid and then wrap the hair around it. Rather than sitting there trying to add it to the tip of the extension, which would take all day, it's just so much easier to put the glue directly on the wrapping paper on your braid. So then you just take the hair and you wrap it around. Try your best not to get the glue on the hair, although like a couple times I failed. It's okay, but just try your best not to get the glue on the ponytail hair itself. And you just keep wrapping it around, guys. Now, the longer the braid, the more hair you have to add. That's why I stated that if you have long hair, to tuck your braid in and make your braid shorter so you can add less hair, just so it's not so heavy on your head and you don't have so much hair on your ponytail. Since you already have hair that's hanging halfway down the back of your head, you don't need that much in a ponytail. So just take my advice and just make sure your braid isn't too long. So I got most of it done. This is how it's looking so far. So far, so good. Now doing this, your arms can get tired, so definitely take a break if you need to. But I feel like my arms have been on top of my head for hours. Now here is the final look, guys. This is how it looks. Well, it's not really final, but here's what happens once you glued the hair to your ponytail and you reach the ponytail holder. So now I'm just gonna kind of brush it out. Get all the tangles out of it. If there's any glue, make sure to get that out as well. And I know what you're thinking, girl, this ponytail looks crazy, but it's okay. It's gonna come together, guys. What you have to do is just take a little bit of hair from the back of the ponytail and wrap it around at the base of your ponytail to give that cute ponytail holder look. And you guys will see what I mean in just a second. But right now, I'm just brushing it out, getting all the kinks out, and making sure there's no glue stuck in my hair. So as you can see, guys, I just took a little piece of hair from the back of the ponytail and I just wrapped it around the root of my ponytail. Literally, that's all I did. And then I just put a little bit of product on the hair. I put a little edge control. I put a little freeze holding spray. And then I put a little Gots to Be gel on the hair that I wrapped around the ponytail just so it can stay put. And it looks all pretty and shiny. But guys, this is how the hair looks. You know, it's not styled, but this is how it looks. It will fall more as time goes and the braid just kind of just falls to the back. Now here I'm just trying out to see if I want to add a little bit more hair to the base of the ponytail. And also, if you feel like the ponytail is a little bit, it's kind of tugging on your hair a bit, you can add more hair to wrap around the base of your ponytail and it will kind of help it sit up more and not pull your hair as much. So I tried adding a little hair to it, but I didn't really like it, so I ended up taking it out. But if you want your hair to really pop and at the root of it, you want to add a little bit more hair to wrap around the base of your ponytail, you definitely can. So this is the final look I wanted to go with, guys. Of course, I'm going to style it and curl it and show you guys what it looks like once it's curled. I was so super proud of myself after doing this style. Like, I saved myself $150 to $200 by doing it myself, and I hope you guys will try to do it yourself as well. So here's how it looks before it's styled. All right, guys, and this is the finished look. I love it. I don't know about you, but I love this do. I took a little bit of the dark root makeup and put it right here because I wanted it to be kind of black and blonde, not too much blonde, although I love blonde. And I slept in some rollers overnight and I got these curls. And I'm gonna play with the hair a bit too. I'm gonna use like crimps or try it out straight. But for now, I want the little curly look. And I think it is super cute. What do you think? I think it's cute. Now, this was my first time, so in total it took me about like 6 or 7 hours, but now that I got the hang of it, I'm sure next time it will be easier. And I'm just being really honest with you guys. Sometimes you can save money by doing your own hair, but it will take some time. But hey, rather than spending $200, if you can just use a Sunday or a Saturday to do your hair, why not? And save some money. So I love the do. I'm gonna end the video with a few cute pics. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. I did this for you guys. I tried to record most of the process and show you guys how I obtained this cute hairstyle. And next, I'm gonna do a little review on the hair, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.